Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. Global news reports that a top Iranian official issued a stark warning to the U.S. against a ground invasion, stating that American troops would be set on fire. This threat comes as regional diplomats from Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Egypt convened in Pakistan to seek an end to the month-long conflict. Despite these diplomatic efforts, little progress has been made. Israel and the U.S. have maintained strikes on Iran, while Tehran has retaliated with missiles and drones across the region. The Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen have also entered the war, launching missiles towards Israeli military sites. The conflict, which began with U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, has already claimed over 3,000 lives across the region. Iran further threatened to target American and Israeli universities, unless safety assurances are provided for its own educational institutions. U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, aim to achieve objectives without ground troops, yet domestic opposition to expanding the war is growing. According to Dudusu Wan, the United States has significantly increased its military presence in the Middle East, with forces now exceeding 50,000 personnel, roughly 10,000 more than usual. This large-scale deployment comes amid an ongoing war between the U.S., Israel, and Iran, which has lasted over a month. The reinforcements include the amphibious assault ship USS Tripoli, carrying 3,500 sailors and Marines from Okinawa, Japan, which has recently arrived in the region. Additionally, hundreds of U.S. Special Operations Forces, comprising Army Rangers and Navy SEALs, have also joined thousands of Marines and Army paratroopers. This expanded deployment aims to provide President Trump with a broader range of military options. While no specific tasks have been assigned to the Special Forces, military officials suggest potential missions could involve securing the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran has effectively blockaded, participating in operations to seize Iran's key oil hub, Karg Island in the Persian Gulf, or conducting missions against Iran's Isfahan nuclear facility. However, military experts caution that 50,000 troops would be insufficient for a large-scale occupation or control of Iran, a country nearly a third the size of the continental United States with a population of 93 million. Ground operations might therefore be limited to targeted raids. The Group of 7 industrialized nations announced Monday their readiness to take all necessary measures to preserve the stability and security of the energy market. This statement, released after an online meeting of their finance and energy ministers and central bank governors, comes as the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran has significantly disrupted global oil supplies, driving prices higher. The G7 reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining pressure on major oil producer Russia through sanctions, following its 2022 invasion of Ukraine. Furthermore, they urged all countries to refrain from imposing unjustified export restrictions on petroleum products and vowed to coordinate closely with international partners. Japanese Finance Minister Satsuki Katayama expressed concern over crude oil futures prices impacting the foreign exchange market and threatening the economy. The International Energy Agency has already initiated a coordinated release of strategic oil reserves, with Japan contributing significantly. This news comes from Kyodo News. NPR reports that NASA's historic Artemis II mission is poised for launch, possibly as early as April 1st. This marks the first time astronauts will journey around the moon since 1972's Apollo mission. A 4-person crew, comprising Commander Reed Wiseman, Christina Koch, Victor Glover, and Canadian Jeremy Hansen, will undertake a 10-day flyby. This mission is notable for including the first woman, person of color, and non-American to venture to the moon. The Orion capsule will first orbit Earth for system checks, then embark on a 230,000-mile figure-8 path around the moon, coming within 4,000 to 6,000 miles of its surface. While launch preparations are reportedly smooth with favorable weather forecast, the overall Artemis program faces challenges, including incomplete landing hardware. NASA now anticipates a moon landing in 2028, though some experts like Wayne Hale are skeptical. Despite a $93 billion investment and a new moon race with China, the urgency of the Apollo era is largely absent, yet public support for Artemis is higher than for Apollo. According to Wang Yi, China has declined an invitation to the upcoming G7 summit in June. French President Emmanuel Macron subsequently warned that the European market could close to China. The article notes Macron's earlier efforts to invite China, hoping to boost G7's global influence and balance U.S.-Japan relations. However, G7 allies, notably Japan, opposed China's participation, citing value incompatibility. China's refusal is based on its rejection of the G7 as an exclusive club, citing its declining global economic share and the summit's perceived Hongmen banquet agenda focused on pressuring China on finance and trade. Recent EU trade frictions, including anti-subsidy taxes on Chinese EVs, reinforce China's view that G7 seeks to offload its economic problems. Wang Yi reports China views Macron's threat as a paper tiger, given its highly diversified trade partners across 249 countries, with ASEAN surpassing the EU as its largest trading partner in 2025. China's export structure has also shifted to high-tech sectors. China emphasizes its commitment to genuine multilateralism and equal, respectful cooperation on platforms like the UN, G20, and BRICS, while rejecting biased dialogues or threats to its sovereignty and development rights. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.